we got a chance to speak to the cast of Madam Web. Here's my conversation with the three Spider Women in the movie: Sydney Sweeney, Isabela Merced, and Celeste O'Connor. Congratulations on the movie. I'm curious. It's a question for all three of you, actually. I'm curious for young actors as yourselves whether the decision process before jumping into something like this, like a superhero franchise thing with potential for sequels and spin-offs, is it a no-brainer or is there some apprehension about going into it?
No-brainer. For me, it was a no-brainer, personally. I was like, first of all, this is an amazing story about three young women that learn how to connect with each other, learn how to let people in and be vulnerable. And on top of that, we get to discover not only our like real life power, but supernatural powers. I was like, this is my best case scenario. This is what I'm hoping happens.
I love that mood. It's great, yeah.
I'm always unsure about everything. I like to go about it where it's like, I don't know. All I'm going to do is just do my best. And I'm really happy with that approach on this project because it turned out lovely. A lot of these things are out of your control. There's so many components. But the components that I really loved are in the room here with me today.
Aww.
So,
I love being a component.
I think we all had to like hold hands and jump in because none of us really knew what we were actually getting ourselves into.
I didn't get the script until I signed the contract.
There's the amount of secrets that the audience gets.
Right.
We also, there was a lot of secrets we had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. It seems strange to talk about 2003 as a period setting, but only because it just makes me feel really old, but it is. And I was wondering whether you guys had to dig deep. Like, I mean, there's a fantastic sequence with Britney, and I was wondering if all of the pop culture stuff was already within your wheelhouse, because obviously you would have been very young in the actual 2003.
Yeah, I think I was, in 2003, I was like 5 years old, but I did
Thanks for that.
LOL. I did still grow up in the early 2000s and 2010s, and so like a big inspiration for me with Maddie was Avril Lavigne, and like early 2000s Avril Lavigne.
Oh my god!
And that was like the basis for like her costume and just her edge and like angstiness, and so for me that like drawing on like when I was like an early teen, like preteen, felt really good and exciting and right for Maddie.
That's so interesting. I also had a pop culture reference, which was just Jenny from the Block. Not J-Lo now as we know her, but like back in the day. With the crop tops and the tight jeans. And
you had a lot of pictures of that you would show
I had
for
a lot
costume.
I had a lot of references that involved like the Spice Girls or J-Lo. But 2003 kind of spilled it over into the rest of that decade, kind of.
I feel that too.
So I felt it when I was growing up too, like that kind of energy that's interesting.
Friends, like
It's
all of that.
Yeah.
Kind of carried on.
Purity, sweet.
Oh, very cool. I've got like a minute left, and I have a somewhat unrelated question for Sydney. I'm sure you've discussed this already, Sydney, but can you explain Anyone But You doing gangbusters in a time when we're always talking about how mid-budget movies don't perform in theaters and nobody goes out to see them? Congratulations, by the way, it's doing so well. Do you have a theory as to why that is?
I think there's a bunch of elements that went into Anyone But You that has made it the successful hit that it is. You have, one, the experience of making that film was so genuinely fun, and there was so much love. The cast and crew had such a great time that I think the audience could feel that. They walked out of the theater feeling the same way we did making the movie, and that's a very special connection to be able to share with audience goers. And then also, we gave a rom-com big set pieces. We didn't look at it as small. We didn't want to minimize the story. We gave it helicopters and stunts and the opera house and your Titanic moment and the guy running up to the girl, and we gave all of the moments like early 2000 rom-coms gave. And I think having, one, that nostalgia, but then also feeling that love story so big and laughing with an audience and crying with an audience and dancing at the end, that's what people are looking for, is that shared experience with others.
Oh, fantastic. I'm a huge sucker for rom-coms. I haven't seen it yet because it's not opened in Malaysia yet.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm waiting for it to hit digital or DVD or something, but you're telling me to wrap and I gotta go. But thank you so much for
Thank
your time. It's been an
you.
absolute pleasure, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
Thank you.
You're showing off.
Maybe a little.
Madam Web is now showing in Malaysian cinemas. Check it out. Sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think. And thank you so much for watching.